Good morning, Bucknutters. Welcome to the Bucknuts Morning 5 here on Friday, January 8th, 2016. I am Dave Biddle, and I'm happy to be joined by the Dean of Ohio State football recruiting, Bill Kurelic. Bill, some big news on the defensive tackle front. Ohio State still looking for a defensive tackle to add to their 2016 class to go with the guys they already have, like Malik Barrow and others. Karamo Diubate, a defensive tackle from Philadelphia. I'm probably botching his last name, maybe even his first name. Karamo Diubate. He's decommitted from Penn State. You've done a story on him. Give the listeners an update on Karamo Diubate, Bill.
Well, he has indeed decommitted from Penn State, and it had been a Penn State commitment for quite some time, but really did not want to go there. So he went ahead and decommitted, and that's good news for Ohio State. Larry Johnson, Buckeyes' outstanding defensive line coach, has been in contact with him, and as Karamo said to me, he said, we are discussing an official visit to Ohio State. It's not set in stone right now. I asked him if it would be the weekend of January 15th when several other outstanding prospects are making official visits to Ohio State, including Army All-American Jordan Fuller. And Karamo said that, as he put it, we're working on it right now. He couldn't say for sure if he would visit Ohio State the weekend of January 15th or not. But my feeling is he is very likely to make an official visit to Ohio State.
What do you think happened with Penn State? Do you think that the season that they had he wasn't a big fan of? You think it's coaching or just something else? What do you think happened with him decommitting from Penn State?
It just seems that he did not want to go there for some reason, and I don't know exactly what the reason would be. But, he had made, even though he was a Penn State commitment, he hadn't really been back there to make visits to the school. He had visited Temple, for instance, but just didn't visit Penn State. And, I don't know if he started questioning his desire to be a Nittany Lion or not, but just the desire to go there didn't really seem with him. For the listeners that are wondering, Diubate is ranked as the number 18 defensive tackle in the country according to the 24/7 Sports Composite, and the number 165 overall player in the 2016 class. He's a four-star prospect. Bill will, of course, keep you updated on him. And then tomorrow we have the Army All-American Bowl with about 100 Buckeyes playing in it, and maybe another one in Donnie Corley. He's going to announce between Ohio State and Michigan State tomorrow. The game is at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. It'll be televised by NBC. Bill will have an open thread on Bucknuts. Make sure you check that out tomorrow. He's going to post that early in the morning, his open thread in the Army All-American game. Bill, give me your prediction on Donnie Corley. What's the latest on the wide receiver from Michigan? Well, the latest is that no one knows for sure right now. I'm not currently in San Antonio. I'm right here in good old Columbus, Ohio, watching the snow flurries come down. But even those in San Antonio don't know for sure which way he's going right now. The one thing that I can say for sure is that it has been a very difficult choice for Donnie. He was a huge crystal ball favorite to Michigan State for a long time, but I've talked to Donnie many times, Donnie and his father many times, and always had the feeling that there is a serious interest in Ohio State, and Urban Meyer has taken a personal hand in recruiting Donnie Corley to Ohio State. I've always felt that this is a very close battle that could go either way, and some of the things that Donnie has said to me, some of the things that his father has said to me, that made me feel like Ohio State has just as good a chance as Michigan State, and I still feel that to be the case, that this one is so close right now it could go either way, and I think Donnie is going to do the very best he can to keep everyone guessing until he makes that announcement during that Army All-American game. I'm going to work on, seeing if I can get a little bit more information before and perhaps make a crystal ball, but right now I don't think anyone has concrete enough information to say they know for sure at this point on Friday morning what Donnie is going to say come Saturday afternoon.
Speaking of wide receivers at the Army All-American game, that at least one that's definitely going to play for Ohio State, Austin Mack is tearing it up down there. He's named a captain. Everybody down there is so impressed with Austin Mack. I'll be honest, his film looks great and everything, and usually these all-star games I don't put a lot of stock in, but when a kid comes from Indiana, and there's exceptions to the rule, and he puts up great stats in Indiana, I'm skeptical because we know the high school football there is not the high school football here in Ohio. But now Austin Mack
It's not just his high school film from Indiana. He's going down to the Army All-American game and putting on a show. I mean, that's great news for the Buckeyes at Austin Mack. It looks like he's going to be a guy that's going to be able to play as a freshman, perhaps, Bill.
Yeah, I think there's a pretty decent chance. In fact, I did an article on Bucknuts on Thursday looking at the Ohio State depth chart and the 2016 commitments the Buckeyes have, and I gave predictions onto my odds of each one getting playing time, what their odds are of getting playing time as a true freshman. And my odds on Austin Mack were pretty high. You know, Ohio State is looking for pure wide receivers in this class, and he is absolutely a pure wide receiver. I've seen him in person a number of times. You know, the only question mark a little bit with him is, you know, he'll drop a ball occasionally that maybe he should catch, but that'll get taken care of at Ohio State. They will work with that on him. He's got size, he's got speed, he knows how to separate. And Ohio State is losing, you know, receivers, as we know, the guys that are heading for the NFL. So there is an opening. When you talk about who's going to play as a freshman, you not only look at talent, but you look at opportunity, you look at opening, and there's an opening there. There's a match with talent. So, yeah, I think he is a guy that we could see on the field next season for Ohio State. It'll be interesting watching him, Dave, tomorrow in the Army game. You know, Jonathan Cooper, Demario McCall, Austin Mack, Jake Hausman, and Michael Jordan, Drew Chrisman, they're all going to be playing in that Army game as Buckeye commitments, which is going to make it a very interesting game to watch. And we can talk about that on the open thread you mentioned. I'll be posting that early Saturday morning, and we'll start talking about the game, talking about Donnie Corley and so on. Should be a fun day for Ohio State tomorrow.
Absolutely. And once again, the game starts at 1 o'clock Eastern. It will be televised by NBC. Army All-American Bowl, Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern on NBC. Buckeyes flooding that game. I absolutely love it, just like they're going to flood the NFL draft. Before I let you go real quick, Urban Meyer said yesterday, I asked him how many spots does Ohio State still have available in this class. He said about 4 or 5. I'm sure that didn't surprise you. I know you've crunched the numbers. Your take on Coach Meyer saying they have about 4 to 5 spots left?
Well, I've been saying I expected there to be about 23 prospects in this class, so that matched up pretty well. You know, they have 18 commitments right now. If it gets to 5, which Urban mentioned, 4 or 5, then that's 23. So, you know, you look at what they're looking for. Obviously, they're looking for a defensive tackle. They're obviously looking for another wide receiver, specifically Benjamin Victor or Donnie Corley, or both. No doubt they're looking for at least one more defensive back in the class, maybe 2. Then you've got linebacker. They still are on the lookout to add another linebacker to the class. And then, you know, there's the wild card out there, so to speak. You know, they don't have a quarterback in this class right now, and Dwayne Haskins is the guy that they originally had at the very top of their quarterback wish list. And he's going to, in my opinion, he'll either stay with his Maryland commitment or flip to Ohio State. So, you know, that's the positions they're really looking hard to finish out the class with. And if they finish it out hitting on a few of these guys like a Corley or a Victor or Haskins and get the defensive tackle such as Divati, this could be a great, great finish for Ohio State. It's going to be for interesting viewing for Buckeye fans.
Great stuff, as always, out of the Dean of Ohio State football recruiting, Bill Kurelic. Thank you very much, Bill. Thank you to the listeners out there for tuning into the show. I appreciate it. I hope you have a great day and a great week.